Good morning to everyone. In this lecture, EC 8551 Communication Network, Unit 5 Application Layers. Today, we will discuss about the topic File Transfer Protocol, that is a FTP. The FTP is designed for distributing file to a number of users. It uses a client to server system in which files are stored at the central computer and transferred between that computer and others widely distributed computers. The general computers runs FTP server software and widely distributed computer runs FTP client software. The FTP is interactive. The program accepts a sequence of commands to interact with a remote computer. Use must identify the computer and allow the FTP to establish the contact. It uses the TCP and IP, that is a transmission control protocol or internet protocol software, to contact the computer. The FTP provide 58 separate commands. An average user only need to understand 3 basic commands to connect to a remote computer, retrieve a copy of file and exit the FTP program. These 3 commands are used for the FTP client for file transfer and terminate the connections after downloading or uploading of the file. When user transfer a file by either uploading or downloading, user use one of the two mode. That is number 1, ASIC, that is a ASCII mode. Number 2, binary mode, that is a image mode. The ASCII mode, in this mode is used for transferring a text files including the HTML files. Different computer system use different characteristics to indicate this end of the line. In ASCII mode, the FTP software automatically adjusts the line ending for the system to which the file is transferred to the client to server or server to client. In object mode, transferring of files consists of anything but unformatted text. In this mode, the FTP software does not make any changes to the content of the file during the transfer. The user use binary mode, which transferring the graphics files, audio files, video files, programs or any other kind of files other than plain text. Choosing between binary and ASIC transfer can difficult when unsure about the content of the file. Enter the FTP command binary before transferring the file. The FTP uses the client server approach. The user invoke the FTP program on the computer, instruct to the contact of the remote computer and then request the transfer of the one or more file. We see the file transfer protocols in the client to server is a control connections and data connections. The local FTP program become a client that use TCP to connect a FTP server program on the remote computer. Each time the user requests a file transfer, the client and server program coordinate to operate to send the copy of data across the internet. The FTP server locate the file that the user requests and the user TCP to send a copy of the entire content of the file across the internet to the client. As the client program receive data, it write the data into a file on the user local disk. After the file transfer complete, The client and the server program terminate the TCP connections uses for the transfer. The FTP data transfer causes more traffic on the internet than any other applications. So the detailed steps of the FTP, the file transfer protocol client contact of FTP server at port 21 specifying the TCP as a transport protocols. Each obtained authentications or authorization over the control connections. The client browse remote directly by the sending command over control connections. The server receive a command for a file transfer. The server open a TCP data connection to the client. After transferring one file, server closes connections. Server open a second TCP data connection to the transfer another files. The FTP server maintain the state, that is therefore current directory and yearly authentications. So the FTP is a number of command. So close command and quit and help and remote help and types and structure. So these are the complete command session of the file transfer protocol. And then we see them TFTP, that is a trivial file transfer protocol. It is one of the UDP based file transfer protocol which is frequently used to allow the diskless host to boost over the network. The TFTP is implemented by the client program and the server program. As it has no user authentications, it may possible for unwanted file transfer to occur. It is a significant thread through the TFTP may be used to steal password files. The trivial file transfer protocol is a simple protocol to transfer the file. It is implemented on the top of the Internet User Datagram Protocol, that is a UDP. The design of TFTP is small and easy to implementation, therefore lacks more of features of a regular FTP. The TFTP can only read and write files from to a remote server. It cannot list directories and currently it has no provisions for user authentication. In TFTP, any transfer allows the beginning with a request to read or write a files which server to request a connections. When the server grant the request, the connections is opened and the file is sent to the fixed length block of 512 bytes. Thank you for watching this video.